On this fine day, what I need is a little rest from gardening. So I think I'll take a chance with this garden bench as I look over the landscape and marvel at the European beech and the Japanese cherry and the golden arborvitae. What a shot. You know, out in England, they have any number of historic homes, most of which have examples of these garden benches. It's so many so that they have to put a stop to it. Or, as one curator said, we have people that want to give us benches and we say we can't take any more. We're full up. Not so here. There's this one, and then there's this one over here. This is by the architect Sir Edward Lutyens. He, a famous designer working 100 years ago in England, and he designed this outrageously elaborate and very challenging woodworking confection. Pulled all stops out of it, and is a real challenging woodwork project. So if you've got the courage, maybe you will build one of these Lutyens garden benches. I hope so. Plans are available.
I hope you have a bandsaw and a good way to make mortise and tenon joints, because that's what this project is all about. If you'd like to build one of these benches, a measure drawing is available with a materials list, and you'll hear more about that before this program ends. Now, I want to get started today making the front legs. They come up straight, and at the top there's a little loop that comes around. I'm going to cut those out of this blank of teak that's about 3 feet long and 9 inches wide. I've made a poster board pattern of the decorative part at the top, and I'm going to trace out one of the legs on this end of the blank and the other one on this end. Then I'll rough it out on the bandsaw. Look for a moment at the prototype. There are 3 legs along the back, and they're shaped a little bit like a boomerang. They're all identical, except that the center one is a little bit taller. There is enough information in the plan to do a full-size layout of the piece on some poster board. Here you see the back leg. This is the point where the angle changes. Here's the curve along the back of the leg. I've also laid out the curve of the seat support piece and located various intersections of stretchers and rungs so that I can lay out the mortises later. I've tacked the board to a blank to cut the legs, and I'm going to use an awl to just mark the critical intersections just by making a little point. And of course, where there's a curve, we'll mark that with a pencil. After I finish marking all the critical intersections, I'll connect the points with a straight edge. Now, I've carefully removed one of the front legs to show you the mortises. At the bottom, there's a front stretcher and a side stretcher. So I need one mortise here and one on the back side. I also have at the top a rail and a seat support. So there's a mortise on the edge and also on the back. To lay out the mortises, this is where my full-size pattern comes in real handy. I take the blank that I made, align it at the bottom, and then using a combination square, I can transfer the marks for the mortises. And also flip it over and bring the lines around. To mark the sides of each mortise, I'm going to use this marking gauge. It has a scale on it and a guide. And the first setting I want is 5/16 of an inch. Now there's a steel pin with a very sharp point on it. And what that does is it scores a mark in the wood. Okay, now the other side of that mortise is going to be at 1 1/16 inches. Oh, good morning. I want to get started today by making the last of the mortises, and they're all in the decorative back piece. There are 4 little mortises for the armrest rungs. There's a mortise to pick up the back leg. There's another one over here, which will pick up this vertical piece and this back slat. And there's another one at the very top for the center post. Let me show you how I make those. Now, when you get the back of the bench all blown apart like this, you can see that there are too many pieces to try to glue everything all at once. So I'm just going to start with the bottom stretchers and rails. All right, finally the end. Now we'll let it sit here and dry, and then we'll start looking for a place to set it in the garden. Well, I wouldn't dream of putting any kind of finish on this beautiful teak. Mother Nature will take care of that. In time, it'll turn a lovely silvery gray.